Welcome back, everyone. Today's explainer is your ultimate guide, designed specifically to prep you for your Week 8 Windows Virtual Machine checkpoint. We're going to do a deep dive into the exact concepts you need from chapters 14 to 16. The goal here isn't just to understand operating systems on paper, but to get you fully ready to successfully build, verify, and troubleshoot your very own Windows VM.
Here is our game plan for today. 1. OS Foundations. 2. Navigating the Windows environment. 3. Backups and recovery. And 4. Building your Windows VM. Let's get right to it.
Section 1. OS Foundations and Versions.
Okay, before we even think about building a virtual machine, we have to establish what an operating system actually does under the hood. Basically, an OS is the core software that makes a computer function. Without it, sure, your hardware might turn on, but you absolutely wouldn't be able to run apps, manage files, print, browse the web, or even see a desktop. It's essentially the ultimate translator between human intentions and cold, hard computer hardware.
This graphic right here perfectly illustrates the process. Look at that green operating system layer right in the middle. It's the ultimate middleman. When you open up a web browser or hit save on a document, the OS manages that request, translating it through drivers straight to the physical storage drive or the network adapter.
Now, as an IT technician, you're going to interact with the OS in two main ways. First, you've got the Graphical User Interface, or GUI. That's your visual workspace where you click, tap, and drag things on the screen, like opening the Settings app. Then you have the Command Line Interface, or CLI. This is where you physically type text commands like ipconfig or dir. And hey, don't let the command line intimidate you. While it might look like something straight out of a 90s hacker movie, it is incredibly powerful for quick support tasks, especially if the graphical desktop completely fails to load. Another absolutely foundational concept you need to grasp is the difference between 32-bit and 64-bit architectures. This just refers to how much data the processor and OS can handle at any given time. 32-bit systems have really strict memory limits and, honestly, they're pretty much considered legacy at this point. Modern computers, and specifically Windows 11, which is what we're focusing on, require a 64-bit architecture. It supports significantly more RAM, which you absolutely need for a smooth experience. Before we actually build our VM, you also need to recognize that Windows 11 comes in a few different editions. Windows 11 Home is great for basic personal use, sure, but if you look at Windows 11 Pro, you'll see it unlocks essential business tools like BitLocker encryption and remote desktop hosting. The takeaway here? Never assume two Windows computers have the exact same capabilities without verifying the edition first.
Section 2. Navigating the Windows environment.
Now that we're solid on what the OS is, we have to master navigating its workspace. This is a critical skill for any basic IT support role. When you're guiding a user over the phone or walking through a help desk ticket, you must know these exact desktop components. Look at the notification area down in the bottom right. That's exactly where you check for a disconnected Wi-Fi issue. Or you can use the taskbar in the center to see if an application is completely closed or if it's just minimized. Precision in your terminology is going to save you a ton of troubleshooting time. File management is just as crucial. Users constantly panic thinking they've lost files when they've really just saved them in a confusing place. Always pay attention to the exact file path in the address bar. Look at the file extension so you know exactly what type of file you're dealing with. And a major warning here for future technicians: never confuse copying a file with moving a file, and absolutely never delete user files unless you are 100% certain they're backed up somewhere else. When you do need to make changes, the Settings app is your modern hub. It beautifully categorizes everything from adding a Bluetooth mouse to checking Windows updates to managing user accounts. While older tools like the control panel are technically still kicking around, this modern settings interface is going to be your first stop for standard configurations in Windows 11. Okay, pay very close attention to this System About screen because it is vital for your upcoming VM checkpoint. Just saying I have Windows is never enough information for a technician. You have to verify the exact edition, the version, and the installed RAM. By going to Settings, then System, then About, or by simply using the WinRE command, you get this exact readout. Taking a screenshot of this provides undeniable proof of your successful Windows VM installation.
Moving on to Section 3. Backups and Windows recovery.
Before we ever attempt an installation, an upgrade, or a major OS repair, we have to establish our safety nets. This flowchart hammers home the absolute golden rule of IT support. Look right at the top box: backup.
Whether you're upgrading, installing, repairing, or recovering, protecting user data with a file backup or a full system image is always step one. Honestly, it is infinitely more important to secure that data than it is to rush a fix.
Now, if things do go sideways and Windows refuses to boot normally, you're going to rely on the Windows Recovery Environment, or WinRE. Think of this as a specialized workspace completely separate from your normal desktop. It gives you access to critical, heavy-hitting tools like Startup Repair if the system won't load, System Restore to roll back recent changes, or Safe Mode to isolate pesky driver issues.
Notice exactly how this decision tree structures your troubleshooting. It literally forces you to try the least destructive options first. You always start with a simple, normal restart. If that fails, then you enter WinRE and try a startup repair or system restore. You save a full reset this PC or a completely clean Windows reinstall as the absolute last resort, simply because that is the most disruptive thing you can do to the user's data and applications.
And finally, Section 4, Building Your Windows VM. We've reached the climax of our builder's journey. We are going to put all these concepts together to actually create your Windows virtual machine. Listen, pre-installation planning is completely non-negotiable. If you skip this, your build will fail. You must confirm you have the valid Windows ISO file. That's your actual installation media. You have to allocate enough RAM and CPU cores so the setup doesn't just freeze on you. You need to create a virtual disk large enough to hold the OS and set your network mode so Windows can pull down those necessary updates during the install.
Once you're ready, just follow this high-level visual roadmap to navigate the installation itself. First, you create the VM. Attach that ISO file to the virtual DVD drive and boot it up. From there, it's really just about following the Windows setup prompts, choosing your language, selecting the custom install option, picking your virtual disk, and then stepping back and letting it copy files and restart until you finally hit the user account setup.
Now, once you see the desktop, do not log off just yet. You are not done. Just seeing the desktop isn't enough. You must explicitly verify the setup. Does the machine reboot properly? Can the user actually sign in? You need to document that About screen we talked about earlier. Check the network access and run your Windows updates. Verifying these exact steps is how you prove your VM is fully functional, which is exactly what you need for your checkpoint grade. Look, if things go wrong, don't panic. And please don't just start guessing. Use this technician reasoning matrix. If the VM doesn't boot, check if the ISO is actually attached in your VM settings first. If the installer can't find a disk, did you actually create a virtual hard drive? The core lesson here is to always check your foundational virtual machine settings before you just assume the Windows operating system itself is broken.
So as you dive into your checkpoint this week, remember this simple question. If your VM is crawling during the install, did you actually allocate enough RAM? Always check your foundations. But more importantly, ask yourself, now that you hold the power to build, destroy, and rebuild entire operating systems in a safe virtual sandbox, what else can you test and break? Have fun with your builds, make sure you capture those screenshots, and I'll see you in the next explainer.